Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we're going to concentrate on how to write an introduction for task 2 in the IELTS exam. When you write an introduction, there are 4 goals that you're supposed to achieve. The first one is attracting your reader. The second one is presenting the main topic. The third is presenting the main ideas. And the last goal is to present your opinion. In today's video, we're mainly going to concentrate on how to attract the attention of your reader. So let's watch. There are 4 possible goals that could be achieved in the introduction. The first one of them is attraction. And attraction basically means helping the reader realize the importance of your essay and getting him or her to continue reading this essay. In addition to that, you could present the main topic. I'm going to give you an example. Maybe the main topic of your essay is the economy in Egypt, for example. And the next goal is presenting the main ideas under the main topic. You may ask me, what is the difference between the main ideas and the main topic? If your main topic is the economy in Egypt, maybe the main ideas are to discuss the reasons of the economic crisis which is taking place in Egypt right now. So the main topic is the economy, and the main ideas are the reasons of the economic crisis. Or maybe instead of discussing the reasons of the economic crisis, you would like to discuss solutions for this economic crisis. So these could be your main ideas. Or maybe your main ideas are about discussing predictions for the future of the economy in Egypt in the next 10 years. So these could be your main ideas. So one more time, the main topic will be the economy, but the main ideas will differ according to your choice, whether they are the reasons of the economic crisis or solutions for the economic crisis or predictions for the future of the economy in Egypt and so on. And then after that, you're supposed to present the opinion. But this doesn't always happen in the IELTS exam. It really depends on the kind of question that they ask you. Maybe they say, there's a type which is called opinion essays, in which they clearly say, write your opinion about this topic. Then you have to present your opinion in the introduction. But in other situations, they may not ask you about your opinion, so you don't have to present it in the introduction. And we are going to discuss the second and the third and the fourth goals in details in the upcoming videos. But in today's video, we're going to focus on the attraction. Okay. So attraction depends on whether your essay is informal or formal, because attraction in an informal essay is different from attraction in a formal essay. Okay, so attraction in an informal essay can be done in a number of ways. The first one of them is starting with a question, like this example. Have you ever wondered why there are so many obese people in your family? You could start your introduction with a question like this one. And this could serve as an introduction to an essay about the reasons of obesity. Maybe you start with a different way. You say, do you know the man who managed to defeat an entire army alone? When you start with a question like that, maybe you're writing an essay about a military leader. So you may ask me, why? Why should I do this? Why should I use questions in my introduction? Well, to answer you, questions are actually a great way to attract the attention of the reader. They challenge his or her mind and make them wonder if they know the answer or not. If they don't know the answer, then they will feel compelled to continue reading in order to quench their thirst for knowledge. It's the responsibility of the writer to choose the questions that will provoke the readers and arouse their sense of curiosity. Okay, moving on. What else can we do in addition to starting with a question? You could use exaggeration. Exaggeration means using strong language, like this example here. Obesity can kill you if you don't lose weight. That's an exaggeration. Or maybe it's not, yes, but definitely obesity can kill you. Obesity is the deadliest disease of the modern world. Now, using exaggeration helps the reader understand that this is a serious situation. It's a dangerous situation. So it's important. So I'd better continue reading this essay to know the solution for the problem of obesity. Okay. In addition to using questions and using exaggeration, you can tell a story. Stories are always a great way to capture the attention of anyone. children or adults, everybody loves to listen to a story. So you could start like that. A few days ago, my friend and I were talking about the best way to lose weight. He suggested so and so and so and so. So when you start your essay like that, your reader might feel interested and might feel, okay, I would like to continue reading this essay. It doesn't seem like a dry essay. It actually seems like a nice story. So I want to continue reading the story and find out what the friend suggested. Finally, you could personalize your essay. When you make your essay personal, it's more likely that the reader is going to be interested because we are human beings, and as human beings, we like things that are subjective. To do that, you could use these pronouns: I, me, my, you, your, we, our, ours. Like this example, if you suffer from obesity, there are some tips that you can follow in order to lose weight. So you see, when you keep saying you, then the reader is going to be engaged and is going to be interested because he or she is going to feel that this is a personal problem. Another example, we are constantly surrounded by all kinds of advertisements everywhere. I once saw an accident taking place in one of the main roads in my city. This led me to wonder about the condition of traffic and why so many collisions take place. Okay. Now, let's talk about attraction in formal essays. First of all, you may be taking the academic IELTS or general IELTS. If you're taking an academic IELTS exam, then task 2 for you is going to be a formal essay. If it is a formal essay, then you're not supposed to use attraction. Attraction has no place in formal essays. Attraction basically means appealing to the senses of someone to make them do something that you want. A formal or academic essay does not aim at addressing your emotions. It's not about emotions. It aims at informing your brain. You're trying to teach someone. An academic essay does not try to make you feel happy or sad or angry or excited. It attempts to teach you something, to inform you of something that you don't know. This is why attractions is not really something that should be utilized in formal essays. So in a formal essay, you don't use questions, use exaggeration, use stories, use first and second person pronouns. But we're going to talk about this item again. But just remember that you're not supposed to use questions or exaggeration or stories or first and second person pronouns in a formal essay if you're taking the academic IELTS. So let's talk about academic IELTS versus general IELTS one more time. Academic IELTS requires formal essays, as we explained, whereas general IELTS allows you to write a semi-formal essay, semi-formal. You may use some of the previously mentioned attraction techniques in general IELTS. The 4 techniques that we mentioned before, you may use some of them, but you're not supposed to be fully informal because, as we said before, these techniques are informal. So if you repeat them in the introduction and the body paragraphs and the conclusion, you make your essay informal. And as we said, in general IELTS, your essay is supposed to be semi-formal, not informal. Semi-formal means it's in the middle between formal and informal. You understand what I'm saying? So use some of these techniques, but not all of them. And when you use them, make sure that you use them in the introduction, also maybe in the conclusion, but not in the body paragraphs. That's what you do in the general IELTS. On the other hand, in academic IELTS, no, you're not supposed to use any of these techniques. You may feel upset, you may feel, but if I do that, my essay, like if you're taking the academic IELTS, you may feel annoyed, you may feel like my essay is becoming very dry. Yeah, very difficult to read. There is no beauty in it. It's not addressing the emotions whatsoever. It's very scientific. So there are some things to make your essay a little bit less dry. I'll tell you about them. So as we said, it's a good idea to use questions to attract the attention of your reader. So you could do that, but instead of using an actual question, you're going to use an expression that indicates the meaning of a question, but it's not really a question. I'll explain to you what this means. You must be confused right now. No, I'll help you. I'll make it easy. Look. Okay. So this is a question. Why is obesity so widespread in our country? We said that you can't start like that in academic IELTS. So instead of starting with a direct question like that, you may use a structure that indicates that there is a question to be answered like this. So many researchers have attempted to explain the reasons behind the high rates of obesity in our country. So this is like an indirect way of asking the same question. And then the reader will feel interested to continue reading in order to know, okay, so they have attempted to explain the reasons. I want to continue reading to know what the reasons are. You understand what I'm saying? Let me give you more examples. Look at that. Do athletes deserve to get paid high salaries? That's the question. And again, you can't start like that in academic IELTS. So maybe you could express this way. That question, whether athletes deserve to get paid high salaries, requires a thorough examination. So instead of asking a question, you could use the word question. No problems. This is acceptable. This is formal. It's not informal. You have to write down these examples. I think they are very useful. You have to write them down somewhere and remember them and use them when it's time for you to start writing actual essays. Here's one more example. Is increasing the price of petrol the best solution to solve the traffic problem? That's a question. And yet one more time, you can't start like that in academic IELTS. So maybe you say something like, many researchers have examined the increase in the price of petrol as a possible solution to solve traffic problems or to solve that traffic problem. Right? It's basically the same structure that we used in the first example. Many researchers have done so and so and so. Okay, so you could ask questions in an academic essay, but you try to do that in an indirect way. The other thing that you could do to make your essay a little bit more attractive and less dry is to use the first person pronoun. If you're asked to do that, if the question is asking you about your opinion, and we will explain later that one of the types of questions in the IELTS exam is actually called an opinion essay. And they ask you, what is your opinion? So when you're answering this question, you will actually be forced to use the first person pronouns. You will have to say, in my opinion, increasing the price of petrol will not solve the traffic problem. You will do that in the introduction, and perhaps you will also do that in the conclusion. So this will make your essay more personal, and you're doing it because you have to do it because they're asking about your opinion. I hope today's lesson was useful. And we studied the introduction. We studied the attraction element of the introduction. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the other goals that you can achieve in the introduction, which are presenting the main topic, presenting the main ideas, and also presenting your opinion when you are asked to do that. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the upcoming videos. Assalamu alaikum.